Somewhere over southwestern Iran, in the early hours of April 3rd, 2026, two men were doing their jobs. The pilot in the front seat, his weapons systems officer directly behind him. They had done this dozens of times before. They were good at it. They were professionals. But they had no idea this would be their last mission together. At 4:40 in the morning, something locked onto them. They never saw it coming. Iran had just shot down an American F-15E Strike Eagle over its own soil. Call sign, Dude 44. Both crew members had ejected. Two Americans were now alone, on the ground, somewhere in the Iranian desert, with the entire Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps about to come looking for them. This is the story of what America did next, and Iran is still paying for it. To understand how two American airmen ended up stranded in an Iranian desert, you need to understand the 5 weeks that came before. It started on February 28th, the night America decided enough was enough. The United States and Israel launched Operation Epic Fury, hitting over 1,700 Iranian military targets in the first 72 hours. Nuclear sites, missile factories, IRGC command centers, radar networks. Everything Iran had spent decades building struck in a single night. The F-15E was the tip of that spear, flying deeper and hitting harder than anything else in the sky, cracking open hardened underground bunkers that other aircraft couldn't even touch. For 34 days, American jets flew over Iran almost without challenge. Iran was getting hit hard and couldn't stop it. Trump even said it publicly. Iran couldn't do a thing about American aircraft operating over its territory. April 3rd, 4:40 in the morning. The desert below was dark. The crew of Dude 44 were deep in their mission, focused, professional, unaware that an Iranian air defense system had already found them. They didn't get a warning. There wasn't time. The missile hit. Both crew members ejected. One moment they were inside the most advanced strike aircraft on Earth. The next, they were falling through the dark Iranian sky, parachutes deploying, heading toward ground that belonged to their enemy. When they landed, they were alone. No radio contact, no support overhead. Just two American airmen in the Iranian desert at 4 in the morning. Back in Tehran, Iranian state media was already celebrating. They had done it. They had shot down an American jet, and they wanted everyone to know. They released photos of the wreckage, and then, without realizing it, they made the biggest mistake of the entire night. They claimed to have shot down an F-35. The problem? The F-35 only has one seat. The wreckage photos clearly showed a two-seat aircraft. Iran had lied, and they had proven it themselves with their own evidence within hours of the shootdown. The world noticed. Iran did not. But while Iran was busy lying to the world, the United States had already launched one of the most complex rescue operations in modern military history. Over 21 aircraft, hundreds of personnel, all of them with one objective: get those two men out of Iran before Iran got to them first. Then came the A-10 Thunderbolt. If you don't know what an A-10 is, imagine the most terrifying aircraft ever designed specifically to destroy things on the ground. Now imagine dozens of them flooding Iranian airspace with one job: clear a path to those two men and destroy everything between them and safety. Every road the IRGC could use to reach the crew, cratered. Every convoy that moved toward the crash site, eliminated. Every vehicle in a 20-mile radius, gone. 7 hours after the missile hit, they reached the pilot. He was alive. He was safe. He was going home. But the weapons systems officer, the man who had been sitting directly behind him, was still out there, still evading, still waiting. Over the weekend, American Special Operations Forces went back into Iran, in the dark, in hostile territory. The same country that had just shot down their aircraft. They didn't hesitate. They found him, and they brought him home. Iran thought they had won something. They had brought down an American jet. They had made the headlines. They had, for one brief moment, felt powerful. What they had actually done was give the United States Air Force a personal reason to finish the job. The missile battery that fired on Dude 44, destroyed. The radar system that guided the shot, destroyed. The command facility that gave the order, destroyed. Every piece of Iranian air defense infrastructure that had been involved in the shoot-down of 2 American airmen, eliminated within days, not weeks, days. When the dust settled, Iran's ability to threaten American aircraft in its own airspace had been reduced to almost nothing. The country that had celebrated shooting down Dude 44 now had virtually no air defense left to protect itself from the jets that were still flying over it every single day. 2 men went down in the dark over Iran on April 3rd. 2 men came home. That sounds simple. It was anything but. It took 21 aircraft, hundreds of personnel, A-10 attack runs that cratered an entire desert, and a special operations mission that went back into hostile territory to make it happen. The United States did all of that, not because it was easy, because it was the only acceptable answer. The air defense systems that shot down Dude 44 are gone. The men inside Dude 44 are home. And American jets are still flying over Iran. Iran got one morning. America got everything else. Iran shot down one of ours. We brought them home. And we made sure Iran understood the difference between winning a moment and winning a war. Subscribe to Strike Command for weekly breakdowns of the operations reshaping the world. See you next time.